Hello, everyone. I'm Kim, who is a second-year PhD research candidate from the University of Salford, Manchester. It is nice to see you, Dr. Alan Hall, who is chairing this session today, and the event organizer who are assisting us today. Today, I'm going to talk about my paper focusing on knowledge management processing step for generating a smooth flow in information protocol following BSE and ISO 19650 Part 1 guidance, and touching on the accelerating BIM adaptation with regards to the BIM models that would be effectively managed through early collaboration, communication, and leveraging the use of BIMs between project stakeholders for the generating effective knowledge in project information and assess information models. My research aim of this paper is to explore how early collaboration and communication through BIM adaptation early can contribute to the knowledge management lifecycle in construction projects. Firstly, I have identified that the challenges exist in terms of capturing and sharing of knowledge of best practices and lessons learned within and across projects in the construction industry. This is due to the problem associated with the information management of the construction project and the communication breakdown between the project team members and information bottleneck between the client and the contractor, and misunderstanding between the engineers and architects due to the lack of collaboration and poor communication between them. What's more, different actors among key project stakeholders didn't focus on defining organizational goals and use different tools and various managing systems. Because of that, this type of complexity in the generating data require early collaboration between all key project actors of appointing and appointed parties in order to form mutual consent that has key decision makers to perform their project activities together. Another slide is related to the talking about BIM. BIM acting as an innovative and centralized database that contains intelligent input information related to building models that are interconnected with information modeling through visualization, simulation, and interaction in data and information management. Also, the concept of BIM can facilitate knowledge management by enabling project parties between appointing and appointed to share information and access knowledge in a coordinated manner. It can also enhance communication and collaboration among project members by capturing, storing, representing, and sharing and transferring knowledge represented building models, as well as auditing it for retrieval data. Although BIM ensures knowledge represented building models in a fast tracking system, early collaboration and effective communication between project members is acting as a critical strategy that can improve knowledge management and deliver competitive advantages for information management in construction projects. Therefore, in this article, it is focused on designer knowledge, designer experience, designer concept, and also as a result, these information from designer knowledge are defined and codified as data in a way of working that can be captured, stored, shared, and communicated for design information requirement using BIM technologies. Then talking about the importance of knowledge management in construction projects. This intensive knowledge management process involves different stages of knowledge processing that can be seen in Table 1. The knowledge management lifecycle can assist in focusing on the generating, collecting, capturing, storing, representing, and retrieval of data to support problem solving, dynamic learning, strategic planning, decision-making, and the smooth flow of communication between project stakeholders. The knowledge management process consists of 6 main stages: defining, codification, capturing, transfer or sharing of knowledge, representation, and reuse of knowledge, which are summarized in Table 1. Based on the kinds of knowledge management processes, the knowledge management lifecycle has been developed. Can you see in Figure 1? Another slide is focusing on the information management based on ISO 19650 Part 1 guidance. There are different steps within the information management in BIM, but a gap is identified due to the current disruption of information flow in the assess and project lifecycle. Information flowing from the project management to assess management is often fragmented because temporary project organization and short-term project teams struggle to establish a common data environment for data and information exchange between appointing and appointed parties. Other issues include imprecise information, poor data documentation for assess owner, deficiency in sharing project information requirement, absence of information related to employer information requirement, and poor software protocols and standards that result in poorly organized project data. To bridge this gap, it is suggested that this knowledge generation workflow can adapt in BIM based on ISO 19650 standards to achieve a smooth flow in information protocol. Let's move to the research methodology. The research methodology adapted in this paper is an integrated literature review. An integrated literature review based on archival research is a research strategy that involves reviewing, synthesizing the representative literature on an integrated topic in order to generate a new workflow of the new knowledge generation management for information protocol in a particular content of work. An integrated review of literature on the significance of BIM's early collaboration and communication between project members in ensuring effective knowledge management. The exploratory phase was a three-step process: identify, collect, and gather the literature, standards, and commentary website. Focusing the literature of BS, PAS, standard, and the UK BIM framework series and the UK BIM guidance are comprehensively reviewed, not considered upon the guidance outside of the UK, because UK is one of the leading countries in BIM adoption because of the UK BIM framework and BIM standards, such as ISO 19650 series and BS standard series, acting as a pivotal for information management throughout the life cycle of construction project towards the BIM level 3 by 2025. So this is the process of the literature review that include 4 phases. Phase 1 is defining key search words and phrases. For example, the use of bidding information management in bidding information models of construction project. Phase 2 is identification of such database, focusing on the potential of BIM for improving knowledge management practice and the knowledge management lifecycle. Phase 3 is screening articles. Phase 4 is removing duplication. By using the search engine database of Waterford Science and Scopus, focusing on the journal article from 2018 to 2022, 37 journal articles are critically reviewed for this paper. When talking about the research gap, there are different reasons in the disruption of the information flow within the project and assess lifecycle, which include non-consistent terminology, inadequate specification of information requirement, confusion over the information needs in the information protocol. To overcome the current knowledge management problems in construction projects, the use of BIM is considered. The feature of BIM is to create and operate on a shared digital database for information exchange and to capture and preserve information for reuse and to manage changes effectively. As BIM is used as a knowledge carrier to support knowledge management throughout the project lifecycle, it enables object-oriented and parameter-driven modeling through 3D visualization and the collaborative platform of a BIM information repository. Therefore, knowledge management through BIM integrates or exchange data and information associated with the project plan, design, construction, and operation. As a result, the introduction of the collaborated knowledge management can ease data coordination processes and provide more efficient information and reduce conflict among project teams. That's why all these challenges can be improved through BIM-enabled knowledge management workflows that helps the realization of data coordination, and information quality in the project delivery. This is because it can facilitate the ability of project teams to generate, capture, and share the data that is vital to the project and integrate these as project and assess information model. Then this process is inscribed under the knowledge management lifecycle that can collaborate with BIM models management so that project member can exploit this knowledge generation workflow effectively to add value to information protocols, business practice, and decision-making for the overall benefit of the organization. Here is the research outcomes. The capability of knowledge management is enhanced by the early collaboration, communication, and leveraging use of BIM at the early project phases. The proposed knowledge generation workflow, which is the main contribution of the paper, consists of 6 steps. It's based on the addition of BIM-enabled knowledge management lifecycle approach. Step 1 includes data generating, defining knowledge for key decision and codification of knowledge in terms of organization information requirement. Step 2 is data collecting, setting knowledge for project information requirement based on organizational information requirement. Step 3 includes data sharing, capturing knowledge for asset information requirement. Step 4 is data exchange, sharing knowledge or knowledge transfer for exchange information requirement. Step 5 involved data representation of knowledge in asset information model for asset information projects and project information models for project information standards. Step 6 is data retrieval, knowledge reused for project information models and knowledge of asset information model that are maintained in a long-term archive. Let's talk about discussion into the research outcome. The paper presented insight into the status of the current knowledge management problem in construction project and leveraging the use of BIM in knowledge represented building models management. The findings reveal that the capability of knowledge management is enhanced by early collaboration, communication, and leveraging the use of BIM at the early project phases because this provides an interactive information flow in the knowledge generation management. That is the research outcome, which is the transparently accessible and workable in a collaborative environment for multidisciplinary project members. Moreover, this workflow introduces collaborative knowledge management that can ease data coordination process, provide more efficient information, and reduce conflicts among project teams. More importantly, this BIM-enabled knowledge management workflow ensure the effective knowledge management that is data generating, collecting, storing, exchanging, representing, and retrieval that helps in data coordination and information exchange for data documentation throughout the project phases of the asset lifecycle. The paper concluded that the new workflow can benefit all project stakeholders from the appointing, lead appointed, and appointed parties by introducing collaborative knowledge management process throughout the project lifecycle under a BIM environment. So in addition to this, these are the references for this presentation slides. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening